What is going on, Copa fam? I'm Heath Pierce, and it has been a minute since we've done a proper power ranking. After a long summer full of inspiring international tournaments, MLS rivalries, and of course, this absolutely insane summer transfer window, we are ready to welcome back club football with open arms. So welcome to our new look COPA90 Power Rankings. As always, this is not a list of the best teams in the world. For this episode, we are going to focus on the clubs that we think pose the biggest challenge to last year's title winners. Let us know who you think will steal the title away from their respective reigning champs in the comments, and be sure to use the hashtag WTF so we can keep the conversation going on Monday's Walk Talk Football. Now, let's get to it. At number 10, it's Lyon. I can't help but put them into our CPR. I get that they're coming off a 4th place finish in Ligue 1 and 31 points behind Monaco as champions, but they've done some damage in the transfer window and look primed to put some pressure on current favorites PSG and current champions Monaco. They might not have the cash that the sheiks and oligarchs do, but they've still managed to bring in Bertrand Traoré from Chelsea, Mariano Diaz from Real Madrid, as well as Marcelo Mendy and Marcal to add strength to the club. This may all amount to nothing as they sold Lacazette, who scored 100 goals at the club and has moved on to greener pastures at Arsenal. Either way though, this is definitely a club you want to pay attention to over the coming months. For number 9, it's Everton. Now, before you get mad about Liverpool or Arsenal not being on this list, this is one of our rare opportunities to highlight the quality offseason that Everton has had. Not only did they bring the king named Wayne Rooney home on a free transfer, which he repaid with an opening weekend goal, they also spent around $100 million bringing in Davy Klaassen to support the attacking midfield, Michael Keane to solidify the back line, Jordan Pickford in goal, coming fresh off a fantastic semi-final run with the England U21s, and somehow managed to get the 22-year-old Sandro Ramirez for only £5 million after a 14-goal season at Malaga. Of course, I will hold my judgment on where I expect him to fall on the table, especially after losing Lukaku to Manchester United, but Everton dominated their match against a solid mid-table club in Stoke on match day 1, and I can assure you that many clubs in the Premier League are already taking notice. Number 8 is Schalke. Why are they on this list? Well, that's because no one is glorifying them or giving them much attention, and that could certainly work in their favor. With European campaigns on the horizon for Leipzig and Hoffenheim, and with manager Tedesco's main goal being consistency, it could be a perfect time for a Goretzka-led Schalke to sneak up the table and potentially finish in a European spot. I've also put them in for personal reasons, as 18-year-old American starlet Weston McKennie recently debuted for the club in the Pokal and performed quite well. While they don't expect him to get real minutes this season, they've still got Embolo, and if Kano Playanka ends up staying at the club, we could be in for a real treat this season. On to number 7, it's Manchester City. What an offseason. And by an offseason, I mean look how much money they spent and how. I'm not sure whether I'm impressed or just in shock at the fact that they spent more than $200 million on defensive reinforcements alone. Kyle Walker was $51 million, and then they went out and bought his backup Danilo from Real Madrid for $30 million, Benjamin Mendy joined for $57 million, and Ederson joined for $40 million. It's insane but true. There was once a time in history where every position seemed to have a templated price, and it went up slightly for the best, but now an outside back can cost the same price as the best striker in the world cost just 5-6 years ago. But I'm not here to judge money spent, but how it was spent, and Manchester City seemed to have a pretty damn deep squad across the board. Sané, De Bruyne, who magically led the Premier League in assists last season, Gabriel Jesus, and Aguero leading your attack is nothing to mess with. Question remains, can they bring it all together? But for now, and just on paper, this team is stacked, and surely my favorites to get out in front of the table. It's year 2 at Manchester City, which means it's title or bust for Pep Guardiola. At 6, it's Napoli. And of course, this could have easily been Roma in this position, but because of their turnover in the offseason, we've gone with Napoli. And by turnover, we mean Coach Spalletti leaving for Inter, sports director Sabatini leaving, and club legend Totti retiring, which makes all for a pretty uncertain future. But on to Napoli, who finished 5 points short of the title last season, but apparently the club made a Scudetto pact, keeping the bulk of the team together to make a run at the title this year, and you can't blame them. They were so close with Higuain in the squad and then sold him on, and then last year managed to sit in first place for a short period, but ultimately fell short of their goals. If any year is their year, it's the 17-18 campaign. 34 goals across all competitions from Dries Mertens was nothing short of remarkable, plus he's already got 1 goal in their Champions League qualifying campaign against Nice this week, and Marek Hamsik is just 3 goals shy of breaking Diego Maradona's goal-scoring record. For 5, we are going with Atletico Madrid, who somehow don't really care about their transfer ban. Yeah, they aren't getting Diego Costa this summer or any other players, but who cares? They've kept their squad together, and that squad is insanely good. At one point last season, people expected Diego Simeone to leave for Inter Milan, Griezmann to leave for Manchester United, Sal was going to United or Barcelona, but now they find themselves with a full roster and depth capable of jumping struggling Barcelona. Will it happen? Who the hell knows? But there is only one thing more dangerous than Atletico Madrid squad, and that's an Atletico Madrid squad that's been together for another year with no changes. Also count Diego Costa in for a winter transfer, so with any momentum heading into that winter transfer window, Atletico could be primed for a second half run in the season as well. At number 4, it's RB Leipzig. For so long this summer, I've stood firm that Bayern have no competition at the top of the table, but the more video I watch and the more research I do, I'm realizing that RB Leipzig actually are capable of going punch for punch with Bayern Munich this season. While their 50+1 rule has upset many people, one thing you can't be mad about is their transfer policy, aka they don't have one. They had arguably 200 million in transferable players this summer, and they refused to let anyone go. That's not just a sign of their financial strength, but also their ambition. They must truly believe that they can dethrone Bayern and seemingly plan to do so, if not this year, then next. If not next year, then the year after that. And let's be honest, the league could do with a little bit of disruption. Plus, their philosophy of signing players under 23 still holds true in their second year, with all 9 incoming players under 23 years of age. You might not believe me, but here's a suggestion. Go look up the stats from Emil Forsberg, Timo Werner, and Naby Keita from last year, and you might change your mind. For 3, we are going with AC Milan. How did they make our top 3? Well, they changed owners and then they went on to spend 200 million in one transfer window, bringing in players that bring them closer to potentially challenging Juve for a title. And before you get all hot and bothered by me saying challenging Juve, let me explain. I don't think they'll win the title this year. Well, they might. Nor do I think that they're anywhere near favorites, which they kind of are. But if you remember the glory days of AC Milan, which you should if you have any love in your heart for football, then you remember the quality they had from top to bottom in their lineup. They still have holes in their lineup, so don't get me wrong, and I don't really like Suso, but they added a playmaking and defensively superb center back in Bonucci, who's one of the best in the world. They got Frank Kessie on loan and added Andre Silva to rain goals. Whether he does that or not, still to be seen. Add that to Musacchio, Ricardo Rodriguez, Lucas Biglia, Conte, and Calhanoglu, and I'd say that they've been the best team in Europe at rebuilding their squad and trying to bring back the lure of playing for the Rosemary. Coming in at number 2, it's PSG. Pourquoi? Because I'm on the hype train, baby. Neymar playing next to a 30+ goal a season striker and Cavani, count me in. The Brazilian connection is alive and well with 5 Brazilians, including Dani Alves, currently in the squad, and all of that is with their sights set on taking back the Ligue 1 title and going after the Champions League trophy. There isn't much more to say about this team than this. Unless they swoop in and get Mbappe, then considered a done deal. The league, the cup, and the Champions League. It's speculating, but this team I can't wait to watch this year. Now someone please give me their BN Sports app login so I can actually watch the games. And finally, at number 1, it's Manchester United. What's not to love, or in fact fear, about this club at the moment? Their upside seems endless. From Matic's opening day, where people already dubbed him the new Roy Keane, again, that's kind of premature, but I love the hype, to an opening day brace from Lukaku, cue the I knew he was gonna kill it at United bandwagoners, to Pogba finally feeling the support behind him to thrive in a two-way role that supports his 90 million transfer. Oh, and now Mourinho has the players he wants, the support from the club he needs, and endless opportunity. Would you want to play against these guys? I'm not saying that they're title favorites because it's way too early to tell, but if they were to get a healthy Zlatan back in the fold, come find me for my bold prediction, because that prediction is that they are favorites to win the league. Oh, and remember that back line that gave up the second fewest goals last season only to Spurs? Well, they've added Victor Lindelof to make it even better. Add all of this up and I hope you can see why they're number 1 on our list. And with that, guys, we are done with this week's COPA90 Power Rankings. Let us know who you think will rise up to steal the title from Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Juventus, or Real Madrid. Check out our most recent FFS previews of the Bundesliga, La Liga, and Serie A as well. And be sure to get those questions in for Monday's Walk Talk Football. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.